What is up, everyone? Today we are going to finish off the expansion reveal and review of the Emerald Dream expansion. A lot of classes to talk about, 5 classes actually, so we're going to go through them quickly. I'll talk more in detail about the legendaries of these classes, and I'll just talk on key core cards that I think might be good in for each class, but we'll skip the rest, okay? So we'll get right into it with Hunter. Hunter, one of its legendaries, the old god here is Goldrin, 9 mana, 9/9 beast, rush, friendly beast, deal double damage. A lot of people say this card will be kind of trashy. It's a lot to, play pretty much a vanilla minion, right? It's 9 mana, you get a 9/9 body, which is just understated, and it has rush. However, I think the effect is going to be very, very good. Beast dealing double damage, that's nothing to scoff at. Hunter is going to be able to flood the board really well, and maintaining some sort of board control or some set of minions on board when your opponent passes the turn will not be that difficult. And remember, you have hand buff cards and ways to discount other minions in your hand. So I do think it's definitely nothing to scoff at. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Brawl Bear Mantle, after you cast a spell, summon a random animal companion. So animal companions are obviously these 3 minions right here, Huffer, Leok, and Misha. It's hard to say, obviously you have to pay 5 mana already for this understated minion, and then you have to pay excess to get extra random animal companions. However, there are good ways to do this, like you can play Cash Cow, which would give you coins, and then, with coins and some cheap spells, maybe you get away with a board of, 4 minions on turn 5. That said, I don't think that's very reliable, and personally, I like consistency over RNG, so 2 out of 5 for me. Yep, we're gonna skip that guy. This card, worth talking about, 3 out of 5. Give a minion +2/+2 and Death Rattle. I give a friendly minion +2/+2 and this Death Rattle. I think this is nothing to scoff at. This is a pretty good buff, especially with something like Terrace Scale Stalker coming back to Hunter, and at a better, at a buff Terrace Scale Stalker at that rate. So I might give this a 4 out of 5. I think this will see quite a bit of play. Yeah, no. I think this card is good. Spirit Bond, this is a 4 out of 5. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, summon a 3/2 Wolf with Rush. I think classes need a little bit more of direct removal, and this is slightly weaker than other ones we've seen, but it's not too bad. So I'd say 4 out of 5 actually. Grace with Great Wolf, no. Exotic Houndmaster, very good card. This is a 5 out of 5 card. It doesn't do anything too crazy, but 2 mana 2/2, that's par for the course. Drawing a beast, that's a benefit, and imbuing your hero power, that's great. So 5 out of 5 card. The hero power is basically beast reduction, and while giving it attack, right? So that's where that something like Goldrin might actually be very, very playable, right, due to the imbue mechanic. Okay, so we're gonna get on to Rogue next. I think Rogue kind of got the short end of the stick. Rogue and Warlock feel to me like 2 classes where they had a good idea on the paper, but I don't think in practice it'll actually turn out well. Ashramane, 9 mana, 7/7 beast. Fill your hand with copies of cards from your opponent's deck that cost 3 less. That's great. That's a great discount. However, like I said, RNG typically is not the sign of a competitive deck, in my opinion. It's not consistent enough. I think this sees very little competitive play. 1 out of 5, to be honest. Renfro the Middle Ignorant, trap 1 random card in your opponent's hand for a turn, and you improve this each time you've played this. So if you use bounce effects which you'll find there's more cards aside from Shadow Step to bounce, then you'll be able to trap cards in your opponent's hand. I don't think that's that good. I don't think disruption in that manner is going to be that impactful opponent, or I don't think it'll be that impactful or oppressive. So I think this is a 2 out of 5 card. Okay, skip that. This weapon I think is decent. 3 mana, 1/3, but you can get poisonous or board wipe. I think any version of control rogue will need something like that, so it's a 3 out of 5 to me. I think this is good. Harbinger of the Blighted. Whenever this enters your hand from the battlefield, summon 2 random 2-cost minions. So this is good with the bounce effects. So 3 out of 5. Return a friendly minion to your hand. Summon a 4/4 spider. If you are gonna play any of these bounce cards, you need to play this. So 3 out of 5. Another good one. This is probably 4 out of 5. Twisted Web Weaver. Whenever you play another minion you already played, draw a card. So it's got good synergy with all these bounce and shadow step. So I think this is pretty okay. The body's not horrible, but it's not aggressive either. This is a combo card. This is not really a card that you play turn 1. Tricky shit. Yeah, we can skip that. It's not worth talking about. That's not worth talking about. This is it's hard to say if Nightmare Fuel will be good. I really don't know. I'm gonna skip it. I think it is okay because you're gonna get a minion in your opponent's deck, a copy, and give it a buff, right? For only 1 mana to get the buff, and definitely the buff is worth more than 1 mana, right? These types of buffs are probably like worth 2 mana worth of power, but it's hard to say if this card will be good. So 2 out of 5. It might be playable. 3 out of 5 maybe. Shaman. Shaman has some interesting things going for it, and I think when you think about the imbue, maybe the imbue is a little slow, but like this card is one of the reasons really to get excited about Shaman. Their Wild God Onara, 9 mana, 5/11 beast. At the end of your turn, play the top 3 cards from your deck, which, if you play anything like Big Shaman or whatnot, that might be very, very good and oppressive. The problem here is obviously that it's a 9 mana card, like all the gods. This effect is relatively low. In general, the cards are so slow for their power level, right? For what they do. However, we have Cliff Dive still, so you could still cheat this out with Cliff Dive, and I assume that the end of turn effect will still happen. So there are definitely cool synergies, and I do think this card is interesting. I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think someone will find a way to abuse this card in Shaman. So Marithra, resurrect all different friendly minions that cost 8 or more. So more of a reason to play Big Shaman. I think it's 3 out of 5. If Big Shaman is a reliable archetype, then obviously this card will see more play. This card's not good. We'll skip that. This card might not be good. This card is not good. Typhoon, this is a board wipe. And it is a stronger board wipe than most, but this is a 1 out of 5 card. This is far too expensive. The imbue hero power is this: transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more, which is a little bit slow, but you can buff it, right, to cost 2 more, or 3 more, 4 more. But I think it's just way too slow for what you're expected to do in the early game. You don't want to be using your hero power as Shaman so early. Emerald Bounty, draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good either. That's not good either. You're gonna have to play this if you play imbue, so it's just 2 out of 5 card. Yeah, Shaman got a really crappy set as well. I don't think a lot of the cards mix up, but their legendary is very strong, so they have that going for them. Warlock is another set that got a bunch of crappy stuff. Agamagon, he might be like a meme. I'm not really sure. Check out that signature card though. But there are definitely going to be some OTKs that people find out, whether it's going to be like someone like Ulticon or Marksman or Mark MCS or whatever his name is. I definitely think there will be ways to abuse this, but gosh, I don't know. The next card you play costs your opponent's health instead of mana, which is, I don't know. It might be playable. Let's give this a 3 out of 5. It'll be interesting to see. It is very, very slow. So and Wallow the Wretched. Now this is very, very good. While this is in your hand or deck, it gains a copy of every dark gift given to your minions. So they're really pushing the dark gift synergy here, and at this price, it's not this bad. You know, dude, like think about this. You can have like multiple attack buffs on it. You can have Wind Fury. You can get Charge. Like there is definitely going to be something crazy here, especially if we think about synergies with Death Rattles and whatnot. So 4 out of 5, this will be quite a good card. Not good, not good. This card might be good. So 3 out of 5. Like I said, Darkest, Death Rattles, they might have a play here. So this might be decent. Not good. Good. This is a 4 out of 5, maybe even a 5 out of 5. Draw a minion that costs 7 or more. So tutors like this, the tutors that have a specific kind of tutor condition, are always very good. 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Even if you play more than one 7-cost minion, it's still good because you're thinning your deck. It's a cantrip. You're getting to replace the card with a card in the deck, which means you draw other cards. You filter your cards so you can draw other ones. I think this is very good. 4 out of 5, maybe even 5 out of 5. This, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. This also I don't like. So I mean you'll probably play it if you're gonna play the Wallower guy. But like this random, it's a little bit too random. So 2 out of 5 there. And you wouldn't play this. This is a bad card. So Warlock really getting crappy tail end of the spectrum of cards. And lastly, we have Warrior. So Warrior is pretty interesting. They have a lot of cool mechanics in here. Dragon, as well as these big taunts like that you see on the screen right now. We'll talk about it really quickly. Wow, look at that signature. That looks great. So this is Tortola, 10 mana, 130, taunt and elusive. After this takes 1 damage, or after this takes damage, gain 1 armor and give this minion 1 attack. So this is 30 health, ladies and gentlemen. So this is quite big. And at 10 mana, like, when you think about the gods, you got to think about cheating them out. If they have a battle cry, you can't really cheat them out. But if they have the end of a turn effect, or if their stats are just obnoxious, that's when cheating them out really becomes a thing. So cards like Chemical Spill, might be very effective with something like this. And remember, it's elusive, so you can't really, it's gonna dodge a lot of removal. Ways to remove it that come to mind are like Priest core cards now that can target creatures and steal the stats, or replace their stats. Black Knight, right? These are ways to effectively remove this card. I think Holo Technician's rotating out, so we won't even have that option to ping it that way. Quite strong card, especially with you think of Warrior access to ramp with Druid like New Heights, as well as stuff like Hydration Station to bring something like this back. This could be very, very powerful. Like literally a 5 out of 5. It's a 5 out of 5 card. Like I don't care like if it's 10 costs. This is absurd. It's a very, very good card. Yasandre, 7 mana, 8/5 taunt, Death Rattle, summon a random dragon for each time Yasandre has died this game. I want this card to be so good, but I just don't know if it is. So, a couple things. First of all, the stats are horrible, right? It's understated. It's got low health, and for a 7 mana drop, this taunt, which is good, but you wanna you don't get the full value, you don't get the greatest value until you summoned him or had him return multiple times. And I find that to be very, very off-putting, but I don't know. We'll just have to see with the rest of the package. And I don't like the signature. It's not that great, but cool. Maybe like a 2 out of 5 card. Afflicted Devastator, this is very good. 4 mana, 6/6, battle cry, deal 3 damage to all the friendly minions. That doesn't matter. Death Rattle, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. That's awesome. 4 mana, 6/6. This is a stat line that I am very, very fond of. In Magic the Gathering, which is obviously not Hearthstone, there are many 4-mana 6/6 dragons that I would play with negative effects, and these cards kind of play it close. They're pretty close to my heart in terms of like play, because this stat line is very, very good at 4. Okay, this is very, very strong, and I don't think as playing warrior or playing a deck that's flooding the board, you're looking to control the board with your minions. Like, you're looking to trade out and keep the board clear. So I don't think this battle cry is going to be that big of a deal, and the death rattle is going to really, really be in your favor. And it's a 6/6, so you can play him and just start going face. Like, you can ignore the rest of the board. Like, that's you don't need to trade this. You don't need to trade down. You can trade up quite a bit. So I think this is a 4 out of 5 card. Extremely underrated. It's going to be much better than people think. Clutch of Corruption, you are definitely going to play this, because choose a friendly dragon, summon an O2 egg that hatches into a copy of it. You're going to need this because you're going to either play this with Ysandrade or with any of these big dragons we're looking at. So 3 out of 5, it's just a required synergy card. Succumb to Madness, discover a friendly dragon that died this game and resummon it. That's super good with the 4-mana dragon. I think it's good. So 3 out of 5, good support card. This one I'm not sold on, but maybe it's a good 1-drop. Well, 3 out of 5. And here, this is the good effect. Obviously, destroy a friendly minion to gain 8 armor. This is a 4 out of 5 card. This is a very simple effect. You're gaining 8 armor for 1 mana, and you're killing a creature. But there are so many creatures you want to kill. You want to kill eggs. You want to kill maybe some of your starships. You want to kill a taunt so that you can summon it with Hydration Station. Maybe it doesn't get stolen. There are reasons to play a card like this. This is quite good. 4 out of 5. It's underrated. Yeah, we can skip that. It's horrible. This card is worth talking about. 2 mana for 2/3. That's par, right? And if you're holding a dragon, now you get a weapon. Now, I think the closest comparison is to something like the Dragon Rider from the Grand Tournament, which was better, right? That was like a 3/2. But this is still not bad. You get a body and a weapon. So I think it's 4 out of 5. It's going to be a card that's going to see a lot of play. And then lastly, we have Ominous Nightmares. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it gets played. So 2 out of 5 to me. And that is pretty much it. I didn't really touch upon the neutrals, but they're gonna be impactful for sure. Like Malorn looks pretty good. Narlex obviously looks very good. This card seems very good, and then Xavius seems very good. So I literally like most of like the legendary cards that are spoiled for neutrals. Some of the non-legendary neutrals are pretty good as well, but it's hard to say what happens in the meta. We're getting this huge nerf of a bunch of cards, reworks of existing cards, losing the 3 sets, and I think at this point, don't get caught up in like what to look forward to. Just go and try everything. In a coming video, I'm going to show you how to spend your money, especially if you're like a returning player or a new player. I'm going to show you the best way to invest your money or coins as the new expansion comes out, and I will also give you some deck lists that you guys can look forward to. So thank you for joining me. I know these videos are kind of like not as polished as what I normally do on the channel, but these are just kind of card reviews and are all speculation. So if you've even reached this point in the video, I thank you for watching. But yeah, we'll have much more gameplay in the coming weeks. See you then.